YouTube, how we doing, family? It's your boy, Yo. And there's another episode of Yo Hoops. We go through every NBA game every day. Today's Saturday, March 29th, and we have a 7-game NBA card. I'm going to walk you through every game, let you know which sides I like, and stick around because I'll let you know my highlighted play of the day. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your favorite game in the comment section below. Without further ado, let me get into today's recap. Recapping yesterday, we cashed our highlighted play of the day. We took the Golden State Warriors laying 15 points in New Orleans against the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pels actually led most of the game. It was definitely a sweat, but the Dubs did end up coming through, winning it 111-95. Hey, we're on a 4-1 highlighted run. Let's keep that momentum rolling and stack another win tonight. Without further ado, let me get into today's games. In our first matchup of the evening, we have the Sacramento Kings in Orlando taking on the Orlando Magic. Magic are laying 1 point, and the total is 215.5. In terms of a side, I lean towards the Magic. They match up well with the Kings, but personally, I'm looking at the total. The under is usually automatic in Magic games, but that hasn't been the case recently. On the season, they average 104.9 points per game, last in the league, but over their last 10, they've bumped it up to 108. 3 points is a significant increase in offensive efficiency. We already know the Kings put up points. They average 116.2, the 10th most in the league. These two teams last faced off on February 5th of this year, and the Magic won that one 130-111, a 241 total. I think this one set too low. We're taking the Kings and Magic over 215.5 as our first selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Brooklyn Nets in Washington taking on the Washington Wizards. Wizards are laying 1 point, and the total is 218. This might be my least favorite game of the week. Both of these teams are out of playoff contention, so losing this one would be beneficial to either side. The Wizards currently have the worst record in the league, so I would assume they have their sights set on the number 1 pick next year. The Nets have been competitive as road dogs all season, even though this line is a pick'em, and it is telling that they're minus 105 on the money line on the road in Washington. Definitely one I'll personally be staying away from, but with a gun to my head, I do lean towards Brooklyn. We're taking the Nets on the money line as our next selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Miami Heat in Philadelphia taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Heat are laying 7 points, and the total is 216.5. I'm typically not in a rush to lay extended numbers with Miami, but here, I'm all over it. The Sixers season is over with. They've thrown in the towel and they're effectively running a G League program. The Heat currently sit in the 10th spot in the East, 1 game behind the Bulls in 9th. As long as Miami wins these winnable games, we will see a play-in appearance. I expect them to be locked in here and air out the Sixers. Duncan Robinson and Andrew Wiggins are ruled out, but that's why we're getting a fair line only laying 7 points. We're taking the Heat laying the 7 as our highlighted selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Boston Celtics in San Antonio taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Celtics are laying 12.5 points, and the total is 228.5. The Spurs season should be over with, but it looks like they're still making a push for the play-in. They currently sit in the 13th spot in the West with 31 wins. They're only 5 games behind the Mavericks in 10th, so while it's unlikely, it is possible that we see them in the play-in. They've won 3 of their last 5 games outright and covered in 4 of those. I definitely think the Celtics win this game, but I can see a path for the Spurs to keep it competitive within this number. Like I've been saying, I'm not in a rush to fade Boston this close to the playoffs, but here I do think it's the right play. We're taking the Spurs plus the 12.5 as our next selection of the evening. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Dallas Mavericks in Chicago taking on the Chicago Bulls. Bulls are laying 3 points, and the total is 237.5. Sheesh, this is a tough one for me. I've been rocking with both of these squads recently. Josh Giddey, game winner on the Lake Show. The vibes in Chicago are high. On the other hand, AD is back and the Mavericks are rolling themselves. I can really see this game going either way, but I'm going to lean towards the Mavericks. A lot of Bulls players have been playing above their pay grades in the recent stretch. The Mavericks play hard-nosed defense, and I don't expect the Bulls to shoot lights out from 3 night after night. This one probably does come down to the wire, but in the end, I think the Mavs win it outright. We're taking the Mavs +3 and split on the money line as our next selection of today. Let's move. In our next matchup, we have the Indiana Pacers in Oklahoma City taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder are laying 10 points, and the total is 237.5. After what I saw in that last game against the Grizzlies, I can't fade the Thunder in this spot. The Grizzlies played an all-around team game, kept it competitive through 3 quarters, and still got whacked by 19 in the fourth. The Pacers are that kind of team that they let their foot off the gas, and this Thunder team will make you pay for it. As home favorites, the Thunder are now 23, 11, and 2 against the spread, cashing at a 67% clip. OKC does come into this one slightly banged up, but their main guys are in, and I think we lay the points, no problem. We're taking the Thunder laying the 10 as our next selection of today. Let's move. In our last and final matchup of the evening, we have the Los Angeles Lakers in Memphis taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Grizzlies are laying 2.5 points, and the total is 237.5. The Lakers have been sliding recently. They're 1-4 in their last 5 games and have failed to cover in 5 straight. I can't even necessarily blame them. Teams are acting like it's Game 7 of the finals. That's exactly what we're going to see from the Grizzlies tonight. Ja Morant is listed as questionable, but based on this line and the fact that it's the Lakers, he's going to play. Saturday night in Memphis, I think the Grizzlies are on go, and a lot of people are going to be surprised to see the Lakers lose another close one late. I'm personally going to wait because I'm sure the line's going to move in the Lakers' direction closer to game time, but we're taking the Grizzlies laying the 2.5 as our last and final selection of the evening. And that's going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We're now 18, 16, and 2 against the spread on highlighted plays in March. Let's finish out the month strong and have a huge weekend. I appreciate the support so much. I do this every day for free, so please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Yo! And until the next one, I'm going to catch y'all. Peace.